6, but I think it is like the most commonly chosen competitive map.
Oh, wow. Okay.
There's Coby on the Lucina.
Okay, so Ryza having the, oh my god, the pit. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit lost for words. This is a main of mine. Beautiful character. Yeah, so Pit has a lot of niche combos from down throw. Great multi-hits, so there's a lot of niche drag down stuff that you can do as well, niche mix-ups. And the beautiful thing about Pit is when you start to get conditioned to shield, you can punish with grab. But then when you stop shielding, that's where he gets a lot of those really sick drag down combos, like drag down nair, down smash, drag down bear, re-grab into any combo. And it really is a beautiful thing to see. Very cutscene-like in some scenarios, actually.
Absolutely, and I'm thinking, I'm going to check my spreadsheet here. At least since I started keeping this spreadsheet, this is the first appearance of Pit that we've seen. So that's definitely something to keep in mind as well. We saw a Dark Pit last week coming out from the University of Colorado, but Ryzoluca here with Manhattan, which to be fair, I had no information about them before this stream because they were the one team that had avoided me other than Marquette. But now, we're gonna see that Pit player is online. And like you said, definitely, I feel like niche is a good word.
Oh yeah, most certainly. Because the thing about it is, technically it's not all true, but if you condition the opponent well enough in neutral, because Pit is a neutral-based character, you can get a lot of niche kills just like that, countering the lack of shield with the side B and getting that kill.
Yeah, not to make a joke here, but Pit's side B definitely does pack a punch. Like, it does a lot of damage super aggressively, and it's going to be great to interrupt shield, or if they don't have a shield, they choose not to. It could definitely end the stock, so I'm not surprised to see that working out here. And Coby as well, this Lucina player that we saw last week, did unfortunately lose to Fiction from Niagara University, but Fiction is one of the best, if not the best, Falco player that we have here at EGF. So no offense to Coby, but I mean, the kid is a beast on that Falco. It is a force to be reckoned with. And now Coby definitely holding their own a little bit more consistently here. Ryzoluca does try to take them off stage, but Coby is just barely able to recover. Tries to look for that forward smash, but isn't going to be able to find it yet. Gonna have to recover once again. If you're Coby, I mean, do you think it's a better idea? Oh, excuse me. Do you think it's a better idea to play ledge like that, or do you think you should be playing mid stage against Pit?
I think against Pit, it can be kind of intimidating. I think if you're the one recovering to ledge against Pit, then you shouldn't neutral get it as much, because that can be caught by nair. But if you are trying to cover Pit, the one disadvantage he has is his airspeed. It's not exactly the best, so for Lucina, a great thing to do is cover double jump with back air fair. And that way, when he loses all of his double jumps, he's forced to up B, and then you can disrupt that. And
Absolutely.
Oh, speaking of disruption.
Yeah, I was gonna say, speaking of disruption there, that was almost one cheesy stock coming out from Ryzo there. That would have been something.
Yeah, that down B, it's interesting. Recently, the Pits have really been innovating that down B B reversal. We have a funny nickname for it. We call it aerial parry because it really does act as like a shield in the air. And yeah, I like the fact that I'm starting to see that. The F smash.
Yeah, a mild round of applause there for Ryzo. A very dominant performance here coming out from Manhattan. Like I said already, if Ryzoluca is able to take this away, whether they play Pit or not, they do secure a victory here for Manhattan going up against Georgetown. And Georgetown, I think now, if they lose tonight, that is, let me check my notes. I think that's a 3-week losing streak, unfortunately. Yeah, they lost against William and Mary 2 weeks ago. They lost up against Colorado last week. And if they lose to Manhattan here, that will be rather unfortunate for them.
Ready, let's see how they're communicating.
If for all those curious and, if you love weird little statistics like me, I've been keeping a spreadsheet that not only, gives me the information about all of the players, but I'm also keeping a spreadsheet that tells us every character in the game I have listed, and either they're in the green slot or the red slot. Green means we have seen them, red means we have not. So I have Pit marked as unseen, and then if we have seen them, I have a date for each and every one of them and the last time that they've been seen. I've only been doing this for a couple of weeks, so I'm sure they're not super accurate, but it's definitely a lot of fun because I added Pyramithra, and I was like, oh, I'm sure we won't see them for a while, and then they were like the first matchup of the night for me last week, so it was quite comedic that they were immediately pulled out. But yeah, it's super interesting. We've definitely seen a lot of characters. There's some that we haven't seen that I'm sure we're not going to for a while, like Zelda. I don't think we're going to be seeing her anytime soon.
Correct.
Actually, she's kind of the only one. Me, Sword Fighter, we also haven't seen, but we've seen both Gunner and Brawler, so I mean, if there's a will, there's a way.
Most certainly. Alright, getting into Lilat. This is a stage that I actually like as Pit, because up smash clips through every single platform, and I think when you're stuck in the air against Pit, he has a lot of nice anti-airs, whether it be up tilt, up smash, up air. So I really like this stage. Also, the slants I don't mind at all, because you can still ledge cancel out of them. So there's like a little gimmick there. If you roll from ledge as Pit, you actually get perfect distance to side B ledge cancel, and is like the sickest thing. And so for this stage, despite there being slants, you can still do that. So there's like a lot of niche movement options.
Yeah, absolutely. There are definitely some niche movement options here, and I can't remember exactly what it is, but I know there's something weird about Lilat's like ledges. Oh, okay, that's awesome.
Okay.
Is able to find that first stock onto Ryzo there. That's going to be a great look, but now 108%. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Pit's got quite a few kill confirms for somebody vibing at 120.
Yeah, certainly. And now we've got the back air to set him off. At this percent, there's a lot of niche things you can do, such as down tilt, or oh, you don't even need that, because you can just go straight for the forward throw, taking that stock. Now back to even.
Yeah, going to be evened up once again. Coby and Ryzoluca going to be going toe-to-toe in this, what could be the final matchup here between the two of them if Ryzo can start to take the lead. But Coby working out very well here on Lilat, whether it's just, maybe they're getting warmed up or maybe they're very comfortable and familiar with the map. But all of a sudden, taking a pretty aggressive lead.
And most certainly. All right, good. Okay, good F smash going from Coby. Oh, that's an unfortunate up smash. Got knocked out. I've seen that a couple times before, where we'll get the first hit of the up smash and then it just won't connect. Really unfortunate.
Yeah, definitely an unfortunate look there. Not something you want to see coming out as aggressive as maybe not as aggressive as you wanted it to be. Ryzoluca now 150%, and Coby getting up to 82, which is maybe not exact kill potential for Lucina, but like she's that's definitely not a good place to be either.
Yeah, certainly. Okay, so I noticed Ryzo tried to do I believe like an F smash out of shield. Sometimes it's better to just go with the down smash, even if it doesn't kill, because it does come out frame 5, so it's incredibly fast. That said, I'm very impressed by the survivability, like 186.
Yeah, 186. I mean, I'm definitely not common. And also thanks to our great producer Devin for reminding me what the weird thing about Lilat's ledges were. There was some issue where like a bunch of characters just wouldn't grab ledge, but according to Devin, apparently since version 7.0, they made the ledges fatter, so people shouldn't have that issue.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I knew there was something. I just couldn't remember what it was, and I'm glad that Devin knew, because that it was definitely going to bug me. I was going to look it up during the break, so I'm glad that somebody knew it. And now Coby 136 could definitely take this matchup, if I'm not mistaken. And don't quote me on this, but last week, like I said, Coby was up against Fiction on that Falco. They ended up playing this as well, and Coby, I think, ended up losing the matchup, but almost won it here on Lilat specifically. So I'm not surprised to see that same consistent performance coming out. It's got to be something about the map.
Yeah, I'm assuming that Coby just has a good idea of like when to dash, when to cover ledge. Yeah, I think in general, like when you're comfortable with the stage, it doesn't really matter so much the matchup, but more so like your own personal preference.
Sure.
That said, misses the ledge with the recovery, getting a slight punish.
Oh no! Oh no! That is so unlucky for Ryzo. That just fell apart so quickly. A little anticlimactic, but I mean, also you don't see it often, so kind of a win-lose situation. That was right. So I mean, did they go for recovery and miss input? What happens here? Did they expect to grab ledge and miss?
I'm guessing what happened was Ryzo was trying to drift in to potentially get in towards ledge, and then as they were doing that, they were like, okay, I missed the ledge, I'm just gonna up B. But they were probably still holding left, and so that lets them side Bing.
That stinks. That stinks so bad. That is horrible.
Yeah, that was very, very unfortunate. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, no, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm no stranger to miss inputs, but I mean, in a matchup that close, you could have won that. There would have been no round 3, but we got to go all the way to stage 3 now. Also, a huge shout out to Coby for really turning that around. Things were a little less close there on Pokemon Stadium 2, that first map, but Lylat not only ending in Coby's favor, but a pretty dominant performance for a majority of it.
Yeah, great performance.
Also, while we're waiting for this next matchup, you guys, if you're EGF originals or EGF consistent viewers, you know there's very few things I love more than plugging myself. So if you'd love to follow me on Twitter, it would be right here underneath me, and you could follow Z- on Twitter as well, directly below him, Z-13. I have already gone and done that during one of our very small breaks like this one. Also, a huge shout out to Devin. Again, you can follow, I think, House of 3K on Twitter. Devin, correct me if I'm wrong, or just drop it in chat. Follow them. They're great. They have a bunch of weeklies and stuff, New York-based, so if you don't live in the area, probably can't go, but you know what I mean. There's a whole bunch of great stuff going on over there as well, so definitely give it a check out. All right, they're running it back. Same matchup here.
Alrighty, we got the Pit versus Lucina, and we are on... Okay, this is Smashville. This is a weird stage for me, personally.
Sure.
I feel like this is actually a Marcina stage. The reason being that from mid-platform, they can cover the side with forward air, back air,
right.
And so they do a lot of those landing aerials. Also, the ceiling is actually kind of high. I believe 190 instead of 180. So that can be a little intimidating, especially with a vertical sort of killer like Pit.
Yeah, the ceiling is definitely a big one here on Smashville, so something to keep an eye on. Maybe try to rely a little bit more on those side blast zones rather than the top one. You could maybe get some value if you get somebody up to some pretty high percentage, but overall, you know, sometimes they just fall down as well, and that works out just as well as the top blast zone.
Yeah, for certain. Ooh, that was a nice little jab there. I believe jab comes out frame 4, so I like the fact that Ryzo went with the fast option. That said, Coby gonna quickly take that stock with the dash F smash.
Yeah, they're gonna be able to not exactly tie things up. They have taken 59%, so a little bit of a deficit, but I feel like Coby can, a couple of consistent hits, maybe turn that around in their favor. It's like the parry gonna be able to find 10% onto Ryzo. Now, yeah, okay, gonna get a little bit closer up to that 21.
Yeah, and speaking of that deficit, it seems like it's slowly closing out. That said, though, off stage.
I get nervous every time Coby's off stage because I feel like that's where Ryzo has really started to consistently take these matchups, and there it is again. I mean, that was more unfortunate. Ryzo just got to take advantage of the fact he was going to block that recovery than anything else, and now this could be a lot faster than the Lylat we just saw.
Yeah, most certainly. That little Nair trade is kind of interesting. It's kind of like a watered-down version of the Fair trade from Falco, right, where you kind of have like this sort of semi-spike effect when you trade. It's really weird, but it's very convenient for bits.
Absolutely, absolutely. I know there's the spaceship up in the sky we saw for a brief moment. That means nothing for anybody. It's just fun. And now Coby, 56% again going into Ryzoluca. So they make it all the way down to that third stock, even though they've had two pretty unfortunate back-to-back stocks. Definitely something to keep an eye on because Coby, if they're able to tie things up for percentage, we could be at an essential, 0-0, and they're just starting it over, running it back, so to speak. This would be a huge win for Georgetown because it does keep them alive. If Ryzo is able to take this one, not only will they get the points for winning the matchup, they'll get the points for winning the best of 3 as well. Coby now at 83% going to be caught off stage, trying to double jump back in, able to find it, and that could be it. That is! The F smash is all that it takes. Coby is going to be able to secure the first victory for Georgetown here, and they get to live another day. It's going to come all the way down to that game 4.
Alright, that was a great interaction. I like that. Getting the upper back air. Okay, back air, arrow.
Yeah, and then just F smash is all it took. That was pretty darn tootin' good for Coby there. That was definitely a good thing to look out for. They're able to secure that victory, and I think that means, let me pull up the roster really quickly. I think that means Georgie has to be our next player if it's going to be Georgetown's original matchup, original roster. So yeah, it's going to be Georgie, who I have listed as